Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 207. And in this one, we'll just go briefly into your thoughts, Dad, on the Coventry game. And then obviously we'll preview our Friday night game tomorrow against West Brom. Sound a little bit different, people. Since Monday, I've just not been great, to be honest, which is rare. I don't really get ill a lot, so bear with me. I'm still out here trying to, do the content for you guys and stuff. But yeah, big up to everyone that did watch the fan cams and all of that. Done really well on the channel. Obviously, the vlog as I expected, especially how the game went. But big up to everyone that did subscribe and stuff like that. We're just flying and flying these last couple of weeks on the channel, so that's great, and obviously that's down to you guys. So thank you. But first of all, Dad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, man. Right, and need to dose up, mate. I'll come and see you tomorrow, innit? Like I said. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, big up to everyone that's waiting as well. A lot of people waiting before we went live, so apologies about that. We were a bit longer than expected, but yeah, obviously a few things that to sort out before I had to go on here. But yeah, Coventry recap. We'll just get into a quick one. Obviously, you didn't manage to watch it live, Dad. Obviously, he was out. But from what you see, and heard, obviously, it sounded like it was great. I mean, for me personally, being at the game, I thought the first half was a lot better than it actually looked. We were 2-0 up. We were in a very good position. But then the more I look back at it, Coventry had great chances to score. And I remember a lot of times, I'd look over at Harry, he would look over at me and go, how have they not scored from that? Golden opportunities they had in the game. But we were just relentless and ruthless, you could say, in the first half. And that's what got us into the lead. Obviously, the goals from Morris and Elijah. I thought Chong was very lively in this game. I'd say it's definitely his best game of the season. A few people might say the Burnley games he scored or whatever, but I don't know. I think this game he done really well. There was a moment where he took on about 3-4 players, and the penalty, no question about it, was a penalty. Well taken by Morris. It's the first time actually the keeper's not, sort of hesitated. He's went for the dive straight away on a Morris penalty. Usually you see the keeper slightly move first, but you didn't in this one. Great penalty from Morris. It was one of them where it was so in the corner, the keeper couldn't do anything. And then Elijah scores. Kraus, that just shows his quality. That well-timed pass to Elijah who scored, and great for Elijah. I think I said going into the game he would score, like a few other people obviously did. I just felt as soon as he gets one, he's going to have the urgency, you could say, to get another one. Morris is the same. Also, with the unfortunate abuse he's been receiving, I thought that would motivate him and spur him on even more. And obviously, we were singing his name loud and proud. And I'll be honest, guys, I think I might have said it on my match reaction, but I did get a bit emotional when he scored, to be honest, because of that stuff that's been happening. And it's just what Luton's about, isn't it? Sometimes, in the sense of that we can get criticism or something like that, but we'll always give it a right go and show what we're about, sort of thing. And that's what I felt. What Elijah was like, but it was all going well in the first half. As much as looking back at it, weren't as good as I thought it was being on the ground. But second half, I don't know what happened. We just seemed to. I don't know what was said at half time. I think it might have been similar to the Bournemouth game last season, in the sense of just continue to go at them, but. Nah, we need to see these games out, man. We weren't even great in the first half to even be thinking that, and it was just inevitable, really. We were trying to clear the ball away every single time it was going to them. They were coming back at us. You knew what they were going to do. As soon as they got one, I think I might have said it on the vlog, their crowd's going to be right up for it now. They'd probably score again. I wouldn't be surprised. They did. Even a lot of people at 2-0 around me, because how we started the second half, they always felt that we were going to lose, which is mad. But it was not mad because what we've been like. But it's just we shouldn't be in that situation. As fans, we shouldn't be thinking that. But unfortunately, we are. But yeah, it just was terrible, really. As soon as they got one, they got another one, and then the last goal. Oh my days! seriously, that was an absolute disgrace. To concede a goal like that was not great. I mean, a lot of players were actually decent defensively up until that second half. I thought Holmes, until he got the red card, he was actually all right. I thought Hashioka was really good, actually. I remember going in that first half saying to myself, you know what, I'll probably give him man of the match so far. You know, people probably say one of the strikers, but I just felt, considering a lot of criticism he's got since he's joined the club, I thought he was really good in the first half. Especially there was a moment where he was catching up with their player, tackled him, went out for a throw, done really well to be fair to him. He didn't have a bad game overall. You know, he's looking a lot more relaxed, I would say, and composed. But yeah, I don't know. We were just trying to clear it. I mean, McGuinness didn't have the best of games, if I'm going to be honest. Kaminsky, yet again, couldn't have done anything about the goals. Felt sorry for him as well, because I believe it's his 50th appearance for the club as well, which is obviously a big milestone. So you want that to be a one to remember, but obviously it wasn't. Unfortunately, the midfield was too open. You know, he didn't change it up either, which was frustrating. He went with the same lineup, and I was very surprised about that because, you know, you've got a quick turnaround, haven't you? You know, from these games, from the Sunderland game to then the Coventry game, especially early kickoff as well. So I thought he would change it up. It didn't. Like, even if it's one change, you know, like I went in for Nakamba, you know, even that would have been all right. But yeah, it just weren't good enough. And then some of the subs didn't make sense either. If we're going to be totally honest, you know, Morris and Elijah, I don't mind one of them coming off, but both of them coming off, no, not for me. Especially with, you know, I've heard a lot of people go because I put a clip out yesterday of Taylor not getting an opportunity, and I feel sorry for him and that. And someone was saying on TikTok, I believe it was, like he's not suited to our system. It's like, well, why are we so wide? This is what I reckon. Why are we so one dimensional with the other strikers? We need to change it up. We need to bring something different to the game. It's like I've heard this week they're saying, "Oh, Woodrow's better than Taylor in training because he presses better." What? Who cares? He meant to score goals, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just I don't. It annoys me. It annoys me, to be honest. Like, I couldn't care about pressing. Oh yeah, this pressing's working so much that we're sitting in the relegation zone. Not asked, mate. To be honest. But yeah, it was just a capitulation in the second half. And overall, on the basis, I have to give Coventry credit. You know, they did deserve to win the game. They did get their revenge from the playoff final, and it was frustrating because as much as they were, you know, that was their best performance of the season. At the same time, we could have done much better in the second half, and it just weren't good enough. Simple as that. But what did you make of it? Didn't mean to ramble on for that long, but what did you make of it, Dad, from what you saw?
Well, you know, obviously just seen the highlights, and you know the lineup exactly the same. Sort of see it a little bit, but you know Clarkson, as we said, in that position, no, he's not good. He's not great. And then obviously I was checking it on a Flash Scores app. See that we went 1-0 up. So okay, cool, penalty, yeah. Then see we're 2-0 up. So oh, he must be doing all right, like, you know. And then I checked it later on, like second half. Obviously they got one back, and I was like, and then I looked at the stats and that, and they were just all over us. And then I was like, okay. And then they equalised. And then I kind of knew that it was going to happen. You can just tell. So yeah, I've watched highlights, watched the goals. You know, only short highlights, whatever. I've seen bits. Yeah, Chol looked good. He had a shot as well, which was swiveled away. Definitely a penalty. Brilliant penalty, by the way. And you know, so we've got them. It's just bits. We do bits well, and that's it in games. But a lot of other the basic stuff and the sort of mentality and that is just not there. And they've got some good players. They're definitely in a false position, and we are. And yeah, I get it. We've got the injuries and all that, but other teams have injuries as well, and they don't suffer as much as we are. And yeah, like I say, Bournemouth situation. We've done it too many times. Too many times. We can't hold the lead. We just can't. And yeah, it's just frustrating. And you know, things have got to change. You know, the Watford performance. I said to you, right, I think more of that was the players were really up for it and they just dealt with that situation. But I think, with considering this game, some extent, definitely not right. Definitely not right. And I think it's going to be a matter of time, to be honest with you, because you know, obviously I like Rob Edwards, and you know, he's still a human being, and this, that, and the other. But it's just stuff that's just not right. Decision. You've got to question them. The Taylor thing. You know, what's happened to Nakamura? He can't be that unfit, surely. Just certain things. You've slowly changed the formation. You've got two up front now, which you've been calling for you know, ages. And it's working. You know, let's be honest with, you know, on that side of it. But not pressing and just letting them. It's not good. Obviously disappointed, but not really that surprised, and knew after that we'd probably end up in the relegation zone, and we could even be bottom after the next couple of games as well if we don't start getting some sort of results. But it's not looking good for him anyway. I don't think we'll get relegated, because that won't. I said to you again privately, if we get into a position in the relegation zone where we have to win a game or two to get out of that, he's gone. Because that, you can't say, oh, we want to get promoted. You know, we want to win the league. We want to do this. We want to do that. We're not even nowhere near that. We're right the opposite. And something has to be done. You know, it does. You give him a chance. Yeah, we don't sack like Watford do and all that, but you're not immune from being sacked. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, disappointing. Obviously, and no player ratings or nothing. Just take it from what it is. Substitution, but it is what it is, isn't it? We're kind of used to it now at the moment, and it's just actually slowly getting worse. Watford result again, so it paper over the cracks, isn't it? So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, I don't have worries in us scoring, you know, especially now that Morris and, mainly Elijah's got off the mark. Obviously, Morris did until he had that unfortunate injury. But it's just keeping the ball out. And even then, you know, the going about the press thing, it didn't work the other day, did it? You know, I'm not asked. You know, Woodrow, he had a great chance. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what anyone says. He had a great opportunity in the game. If he's the best finisher at the club, right, I've got high expectations for him because they say he's the best finisher at the club. If he's the best finisher at the club, which I don't think he is, I think Jordan Clark is at this moment in time because he's shown it. You know, them goals against Man City, for example. But if he's the best finisher at the club, right, you try and think that over the keeper, surely. It just weren't good enough. It weren't good enough. Jacob Brown done all the hard work there, and he just missed it, and it's frustrating because
there's a couple of other things I'll touch on. You know, Holmes. I'm not going on him. Do you know what I mean? Apparently, his first yellow card was it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I mean the ref was quite card heavy for both teams. And I think he gave like 5 in the first 10 minutes.
Desperate. Yeah, he pulled his shirt back and that, and probably was going to get. But he's desperate. You know what I mean? He's all over the gap. He didn't come into a team that's struggling like that. And when he first joined the club, he was looking at getting promoted to the Premier League. Doughty, you know, a lot of people saying it should never, you know, but apparently, if you watch the game on the TV or whatever, he got the booking because the ref said to him, "Wait for my whistle," and you know, showed him that, and he ignored it. So if that is the case, then what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get booked, especially as I said it before. If you know what the referee's like, then you don't pan. You know what I mean? Don't pander to it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Don't give him reason to book you. So it's interesting, and in fact, it's going to do us kind of a favour because we rely on him too much. It's almost like I don't know, it's just loads of Graham Jones things. You know what I mean? Like when he come out without Izzy Brown, the player we had on loan, it was average compared to the rest of the squad and that. You know, them sort of things. And it's almost like that bit of doubt. Well, he's our best player, so he has to start. Everything has to go through him, this, that, and the other. No, not for me. Kaminsky obviously made some good saves yet fucking again. The front, the rest of the team, the front two done all right, three. So the rest, everyone else, it's just no cohesion, no sort of. It's gone. He's lost the changing room, in my opinion.
No, I agree. It's like to say, that Watford win is given, an opportunity to basically lose games. That sounds crazy, but it has. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what a lot of people are saying on the coach on the way back as well. But yeah, overall just frustrating. But again, credit to Coventry. They capitalised and they definitely deserve to win the game.
It could have been more, yeah.
Even in the first half, like I say, I thought we actually played better than we did looking back at it. I didn't even have to look at the highlights because obviously I've looked at the game. So I just looked at that and I was like, whoa, actually, what am I talking about? Lucky enough, I don't do half-time thoughts anymore, but a lot of people would have been like, what am I chatting about? Well, I actually thought we'd done really well in the first half, but looking back at it, we're quite fortunate. They had some great opportunities to score. But yeah, like you say, Dad, nothing, bad to say about the front three. If you count Chong in that, obviously they were all immense. And I get why you manage some of them, especially Chong, because he was a doubt a couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? But I just think taking them both off, nah, not for me. And again, how many times do we say, oh, this would have been a perfect game for Taylor. This would have been a perfect game for Taylor to get him behind. And he's just not getting that chance. So it's like I say, it's just we got a half expect him to leave. Like Jackie says here, such a frustrating second half for me. Taylor might as well go in January. We've got the balls to change it up. Woodrow, what does he bring to the table? Nothing. Exactly. And like I say, I've got high expectations for Woodrow because they say he's the best finisher at the club. So show me why you're the best finisher at the club. You missed 2 penalties in pre-season, right? Nah, mate. You're not the best finisher at the club. And then you miss a chance like that. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
The fact is, also, he's being brought on just to press and he's not being brought on to score goals.
And then another thing I hear as well is people go, yeah, but he's only coming on for a few minutes. I don't care. The guy's got enough late minute goals to know he can do something in the late minutes. So I'm not hearing that either. Yeah, I'm not hearing that. Taylor, it's like I say, what else does the guy need to do? He's been out on loan at 2 teams, half a season, both of them, got top goal scorer, playoff final, comes on, scores, all right, doesn't count, unfortunate, whatever, but then takes one of the decisive penalties, scores in that. We thought that this year would be his opportunity to shine, and he's just not getting it. And again, I don't know how true this is, so I'm not going to say for definite, but I did hear the other day, apparently, he had it in pre-season or something when we was in Slovenia or wherever he went. I can't remember where he went. He had a falling out with Dowie, apparently. So again, if that is the case, that might go back to what we said and what you said about the favouritism sort of thing, Dad. It's just give the guy a chance, mate. Obviously, I don't mind, people have got their opinions and that, but the person that was saying, oh, I don't suit the way we play. Oh yeah, let's just be one-dimensional because that's working at the moment, isn't it?
Why did we sign him then?
Exactly. Why have that debate of him and McAtee? If you're not gonna, give Taylor, it's frustrating because then I get Huddersfield fans messaging me, oh, can we have him? And in my head, I'm like, you flipping can at this rate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel sorry for the guy. Like, the amount of games I've been to this season where he's probably had about Sheffield United. I can't remember how long he come on for, but we're clapping him at the end. Like, I feel sorry for the guy. And there was another game. I can't remember what game it was. Might have been Sheffield United actually. I don't know. It's another one where I don't know if it's a family member or whatever. They were at the front and they spoke to him after, like, said, "Come over here now." So, like, whispered saying in his ear, obviously, I'm not good at lip sync here. I didn't really look into that. But I just feel sorry for the guy. I really do. Like, it's just a joke, mate. It just is an absolute joke. I thought it'd be a great chance to shine. And then another thing, people say, "Oh, he can't make the step up." What do you mean? It literally his first goal for Luton was in the playoff final in a
Well,
big stage like that.
give him the opportunity to make the step up, has he?
But I'm sorry, guy. Like I'm ill and I'm getting a bit more angry today, as you can tell. But yeah, shout out to David as well. Hello, hope you're both well. I got what you have, T. The PM. Yeah, I'll check. I ain't really been on my phone, mate. I'll be honest today. Back tomorrow, but I've not got much to say. Cough, great first half, and then second half, it looked like all the players took sleeping pills during the break. I don't know how we could chuck away a lead like that. Ridiculous. So if we don't win our next two games, Rob Edwards out for me. Okay, so you're still sort of half there for him. I mean, this is what I reckon, guys. This is my prediction. I don't think we'll sack him. What I reckon will happen is we'll go on a continuous run of not getting great results, and then he'll walk because I don't think he'll be able to handle it. Unfortunately, like I say, I want him to succeed in that. It's taken away like I support Luton. I want him to succeed, but I can't see it. No disrespect, but there's too much stubbornness for me. It's like the other day, you stick with the same lineup. Why? It's a quick turnaround. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Just certain stuff like that. And, look, there's certain favourites. There is favourites. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it's as to that level, but at the same time, it sort of gives me vibes of Southgate a little bit, just with certain things like the favouritism stuff and then I see our opposition fans going, well, what do you not expect? You're in the Premier League one season, you think you're elite. No, mate. It's the fact that we're fighting relegation. It's not acceptable, mate. Yeah, with a squad like that, it's not good enough. Simple as that. I wouldn't mind, having a rebuild sort of season, but being like mid-table. But being there, it's not good enough, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say, I go to games week in, week up. I've been to 7 games and I've witnessed 1 win when we come down from the Premier League. And people want to tell me that's good. That's not good, Dad. And even then, that was the game we went to, Dad, where we were lucky. Do you know what I mean? It's not acceptable. I'm sorry, it's not. Shout out to yourself, Lewis. Plymouth, I think you said it was. Yeah, it might have been Plymouth, actually. Yeah, good shout. I hear that, Ty, and he's sat on the bench. It's not fair. No, it's not. He won't succeed. Yeah, exactly. The only way he'll succeed is by going out somewhere else, and he will do that. Unless Rob Edwards goes soon, and then the new manager realizes that he's actually a decent player that he should give an opportunity. I'd love to be proven wrong. It's like we say, Dad. Start him in a game. If he don't do great, then we'll sit here, hold our hands up, be like, fair enough. Okay, he's maybe not as good as we think. Not us to loads of other people that hype him up. But I just think a player like that, what does he need to do? I don't think he's been anywhere else, and the team said he's trash. Do you know what I mean? Like Lincoln fans loved him, Peterborough fans loved him. Colchester fans loved him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's actually insane. Huddersfield fans love him and they don't even have him. Do you know what I mean? Crazy. Something isn't right in the changing rooms. That's all I'm saying. Coming down from the Premier with the squad we have, we shouldn't be in a relegation. Like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could tolerate like mid-table, like in a rebuild season, but like we're not going up. Let's be real. I didn't even say we were at the start of the season. I said 5th, but I didn't say we win the playoffs. I actually said Coventry, ironically. But I just think it's just not good enough, is it? Really? Like, look at our results. Like, they're just not good, are they? Like, you look at the other teams. Yeah, they're losing every now and then, but they're predominantly picking up results or bouncing back after. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, Dad. Under Nathan Jones, we have to be honest. We're much better at bouncing back. We'd always bounce back. This season, are we really bouncing back? Not really. What, 2 wins on the bounce? Lucky wins, really. Like, let's be honest. The Millwall game, if it weren't for Kaminsky, we'd have lost that game. Let's just be real with it. And then the Sheffield Wednesday game, well, I guess when you've got that quality of squad depth, that's what happens. And that's the thing. We've got good depth. We know that. Not even just starting 11. good depth, especially for this level. It's not working, and that's why I don't have doubts that we'll score goals in games. It's just keeping them out, and it's not that I think the defenders are bad. Yes, we've had injuries and that, but flipping hell, we'll change it up then. Do you know what I mean? It's getting frustrating now. It really is. I mean, I'm obviously we're getting to the West Brom game, but next couple of games, guys, I'm not really expecting too much. I'll be honest with you guys. Um, especially at the moment. So yeah, we are, aren't we? It's crazy. Like we beat Watford 3-0 and then we're doing crap. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's always great to beat them guys, but if I'm them, I'm laughing at us. Honestly, like let's just be real with it. It's crazy. I said third at the end of the season. Think I'm but expectations like it should be like. I mean, the highest I would have said personally is second, but that would have been out a massive push. I think Burnley would have been up there anyway because of Parker. Leeds, because similar to us, the season we went up in the sense of you don't win the playoffs, you have that extra motivation to be up there the year after. Sheffield United, because they made some great business, to be fair. As much as I don't rate the manager highly, they've got a quality squad that can still get them through the line, and they don't concede a lot either, do they? So, yeah. Said Leeds first, Burnley second, then us third. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, moving on, we'll go on to well, just quickly, I'm not sure if I said it on my match reaction, I can't remember. My man of the match, I would have given it to Elijah in the game. Like I say, I felt a lot of the defenders were all right up until obviously certain individual moments. But, overall, I just think the midfield was getting a bit overrun. But again, we should have went with more cover in there anyway, in my opinion, i.e. Nakamba and Krause to start off with. I don't like Clark in centre midfield because you never know what you're going to get. He's very hit and miss there. He can do well there, but you don't know what you're going to get half the time. I think he's much better higher up, but after our Chong played, you're not going to drop him, are you? Especially going into this game. But yeah, I won't count it as the man of the match stuff, unless you want to count it for this week. I mean, the points don't matter because we didn't get anything.
Yeah. Well, no, I count it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right, I've got Elijah then. Back to back for Elijah. Who are you going to go with? I'll let you do yours.
I'll go Elijah as well. From what I've seen, he took his goal well. The shit during the week, you know what I mean? And yeah, so yeah, I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, nice. So that's now put Elijah actually joint second, just like that. After getting goals, really. But he has played well as well. He's deserved the goals, especially in the Sunderland game. Before he got the goal, he deserved the goal anyway. Whereas the Plymouth and who was it, Oxford game, he should have probably scored. Not really any excuse there, but now he's got off the mark. So I've got no doubts that he'll continue scoring this season. Same with Morris, it's just keeping the ball out of the net, which is the worry for us. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is obviously at home tomorrow night, Friday night. Another Friday night game. I believe the last Friday night game was Plymouth, unfortunately. Obviously, the last home one was QPR from memory. And yeah, they both worked great, weren't they? So yeah, obviously the QPR one was the final day of the transfer window. And then obviously the Plymouth one, well, I guess the only positive was a free coach journey, really, if you went on the coach that day. If you didn't, then, well, yeah, long day, very long day. But I know a few people obviously stayed there overnight, and I can't blame them. Can't blame them when you travel that far. But yeah, we take on West Brom. Now, a lot of people saying about West Brom at the moment, oh, they're not, they're well, I'll read it out here. It says Carlos Cobrahan's Baggies have lost their winning touch in recent games after sitting high at the top of the championship earlier in the season. Yeah, I remember they were doing really well at the start of the year. West Brom were at the summit a month ago for a run of 6 games without a win, leaving the Baggies 8 points adrift of Sunderland. Josh Madger scored a hat trick on the opening day at QPR, but his sudden dry spell has considered with this poor run of results. Despite 4 draws in a row, the Baggies' defence has been resilient, just 2 goals conceded in the last 5 games. Team news for us, so your Holmes and Doughty won't be available. Mengi and Baptiste are the closest to a return and will be given as much time as possible to see if they're fit. We are likely to be without Bell, Burke, and Anderson as the defensive trio continue to nurse themselves back to fitness. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've heard this a lot, haven't we? And then they usually, Rob Edwards does play these sort of mind games sometimes, and then they're in the squad. Obviously, we'll get into our lineups and stuff like that. And, if we had put any of them players in out of Mengi or Baptiste, but Rob Edwards going into it, we've got a brilliant team of people around me and everyone shares it and feels it. Want the club to be doing really well, but at the moment we're suffering a little bit. It's not as easy as being able to flick a switch and turn things around. There's a lot of factors. What we need to do is lean on is that there have been good performances. There was one only last week that can give us confidence. When you're around the place and out on the training pitch, it doesn't feel like a group that's struggling for confidence or belief. Knowing that does also give me the confidence and belief that we can turn the performances into wins and consistency as well. Officials going into the game, Dean Whitestone, 33 yellow cards and no red cards have been handed out by Whitestone across his 9 games this season. 49-year-old has a wealth of experience in the middle, with over 550 EFL games under his belt. March 2023 was the last time he visited Kenilworth Road when he officiated our championship win against Swansea City. I believe I was at that game. I think it was the 1-0 when Morris scored in that game. So, yeah, wealth of experience of a referee, but does that mean anything nowadays? Probably not, because the one we had against Coventry got demoted from the Premier League. Should get demoted even further, to be honest. The amount of card heavy he was for both teams. A lot of people say, oh, it's bad for you, it's bad for us. No, it's bad for both teams. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest. But what do you expect? But yeah, after saying all of that, Dad, how are you feeling going into this Friday night game?
God knows. I'm not feeling majorly confident. West Brom are a good side. They're up there. Yeah, they've started a little bit, but that happens in the Championship. We've got a lot of changing around to do. It might benefit us in certain ways, but then it might not. So I'm not really massively confident. But the only thing that's keeping me a little bit confident is that we're at home. It's Friday night. It's under the lights. The fans will be still, doing their bit, I believe. And that's it, really.
Yeah, the fans will turn up. We always do. Even if we're like proper in dire mud, like we unfortunately have been before. We know the fans turn up. So especially like you say, evening kickoff, they're always going to do that. I mean, we know fans are going to bring it, but I guess it's a big opportunity in the next 2 games because we are at home. Obviously, play next week as well against Cardiff, which is a relegation battle at this moment in time. It is. Maybe by the end of the weekend, Cardiff might actually be doing better than us, but still battle at this moment in time. But obviously, we look at this game. I mean, yeah, like I say, a lot of people going, "Oh, West Brom haven't won in their last 6." It don't matter, because at the end of the day, they're still 5th in the table. They're still right up there. If they win this game, they can go level on points with teams obviously second. Yes, some of them teams might win. The only 2 teams, that are on 23 is, if West Brom did win, it'd be Leeds, which probably bat them because they are at home against Plymouth, who are awful away, as we know. And then Burnley have got a difficult game, to be fair, Millwall away. So, they could be right up there. And they're still right up there anyway in a playoff spot, despite not winning their last 6. So, I know a lot of West Brom fans are a bit worried going into the game, but if honestly, I wouldn't be, to be honest. Like, yeah, we probably will score, but we're terrible defensively. Like, you know, it's one of them where we think as fans we're in a false position, but the performances are definitely not. Even one of them to be looking at and go, well, maybe the Sunderland game, but I don't count the Watford game because obviously we won that game. One of our games we haven't won and the performance has been there, but it's probably only really been that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Sunderland game, to be honest. So, you know, the injuries, I'm not confident really. To be honest, I know West Brom have a few, but yeah, we've just got, you don't know who's going to play really. There's a few things I was debating to do going into this game. Do I go back three? Do I go back four? I mean, you'll probably go back three because even in the Premier League, when we had one centre back, he still went back three, which was a bit mental at sometimes. I mean, I've even seen some people saying, because we're in deep, deep waters like that, throw in, give Francis Clark a chance. I mean, from what I've seen, he is good. I wouldn't mind seeing him, to be honest. I mean, he has been on the bench a few times, I think, last season in the Premier League. And from what I've seen, he's quite a big lad as well. So I wouldn't mind it, to be honest, guys. I'll be honest. And that's the thing. A lot of these players, especially the younger ones, it's a good opportunity for them. If they do play well, to maybe stake their claim. And Rob Edwards was saying this season he was so wanting to get the youngsters involved more. We haven't really seen it. Yeah, we've seen Nelson come on a few times, but Johnson, he hasn't been used as much before. People go on about the Burnley game or, he won't go, we're playing Burnley at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? It weren't like he was the only terrible player. I didn't agree with some of the decisions in that game, putting Nelson deeper. What's that all about? Guy's a cam. Right? I get it as a right wing back because, he can bomb forward and that. Obviously, he got the goal against QPR in the cup, didn't he? In that position, but yeah, I mean, it's like we're saying it. A lot of the things I'm just not too sure what we're doing. But yeah, when it comes to lineups going into this game, obviously I'll start off with my lineup. Do get in your lineups in the chat as well. So for me, this is what I'm going with. I've decided I'm going to go three at the back. I'm going to go Kaminsky in goal. One position we can't moan about. And we do have obviously, a good position there. Like I say, obviously it was his 50th appearance last game. Didn't go too well, unfortunately for him. Not him, in the game being poor. Just the team didn't win. Feel sorry for him week upon week. The only game where I've been really happy for him is the Watford game, to be honest, because he actually deserved to have a clean sheet and he got an assist. But yeah, I'm going to go Mengi. I reckon he will be in for this game. I reckon we will put him in. I just got a feeling. I don't know how recent the footage of him was doing it, but I saw on TikTok yesterday he was, I know it's only doing kick ups, but I'd see it and was getting asked just questions, just football related questions. If that's recent, then he looks all right, so he might be in contention. McGuinness again goes without saying. Obviously, when Mengi has been available and McGuinness, you've seen Mengi move out, wider than McGuinness. McGuinness stay in the middle, so that's why I've gone with that. Hashioka, he's done all right, to be fair to him. The last couple of games, he's a lot more composed and stuff, so stick with him. I mean, who else really is there you can put on the right? Obviously, Burke's out, unless you change the way of doing it. As for the right wing back, I've got Moses. Again, a lot of people say it's not ideal to put him there, but again, I don't really know who else you're going to put there. I mean, you can maybe go with Brown. I don't know. Me personally, I'm just a bit sceptical of it because I look at that Brentford game last season. Yes, that was Brentford, but still, I look at that game. He played there. It just didn't benefit him, did it? And then as soon as he went up front, he scored. So I'll go with Moses, and he has been playing there, hasn't he, Moses? So I'll stick with him there. Johnson, I'll go Johnson left wing back. I feel he deserves definitely of these injuries now. He deserves the opportunity to start. So yeah, I'll go Johnson. Good to see that he's got a picture on here, by the way. That was good to see. And in the midfield, I've gone Kraus and Walsh. Kraus, I think that's a nailed on one. I mean, a few people have their doubts about Nakamba's minutes, but I've gone Walsh because I don't feel Clark's great in centre midfield. You never know what you're going to really get. Like we've said going into this season, and a lot since, you didn't really expect him to play as much as he has. Personally, thought it'd be a bit more of a squad depth player, I guess, similar to Ruddock in that sense. Excuse me. And then the front three, that goes without saying, doesn't it, really? That's one position that's pretty much nailed on with the three, and that's obviously Chong, Morris, and Elijah. I don't think you would change that up, especially with Morris and Elijah obviously getting the get goal. And then obviously Chong played really well the last game, so that's what I'll go with. Obviously, there's possibility Baptiste might be in as well, like it says in the title. So if he is, then I'd still put him on the bench. To be honest, I'd definitely bring him on though. I just feel just he's come back, I wouldn't rush him into it. But then again, you might want to for that creative spark. And we are at home, so I don't want to see us go with Nakamba and Kraus as well. That's another reason I haven't gone with it, because we're at home. I do want to see us go at West Brom, because I believe we can. As much as their defence has been solid, I back us to definitely score. It's just keeping them out is the worry for me going into this game. But yeah, that's my lineup going into it. So yeah, and then your lineup, Dad. There you go.
Yeah, Kaminsky, Pashioka, McGuinness. I've gone with Johnson. I don't think any of them players. He said it doesn't look good, so I'm starting Johnson. We haven't really got anyone else, and I like Johnson. And I think he deserves a bit of a chance. Midfield centre, I've dropped Clark also, and brought in Walsh, Kraus, as you said. Front three, again, goes without saying. Did have a little tinker thinking what I might, put there, but it can't really be. Chong could possibly play on one of the wings. I've got Moses in the Doughty position, and I've gone Brown on the right side. I think Brown can play in that. I know it's not ideal, but really, well, who else are you going to do? You possibly could put Nelson there, but I just think Brown's in good form, and we haven't really got any other options. Let's be honest. So I think that's probably the strongest we could go with. Bar, Baptiste being involved. Campbell possibly could start. I think he will, and that's it. I can't see much. And if we're going to go with that formation, which we probably will, then you've got to do it. You could have Moses on that side and then Brown on the other side as well. I initially toyed with the idea of having Chong, because I think he did link up well with Doughty on that at times when he's kind of on the left side a bit when we play different formations. So I feel like he could probably play there, but defensively, I don't think he's great. So that's what I've settled with, really. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm pretty sure Chong played as a wing back for Birmingham a few times as well. So he's definitely capable. I'm pretty sure when we signed him, Harry said to me he played there a few times for Birmingham as a wing back. Yeah, he did actually, because I remember when we signed him, he was saying, "Where do I reckon we'll play him?" You know what we're like. We don't really use wingers, do we? Unless it's the wing back. So I said maybe there, but probably as a number 10 usually, and we have recently. So yeah, I mean Nelson there. I wouldn't mind Nelson there. I'd actually rather Nelson the right wing back than Brown. And the only reason I say that is because I think you limit Brown. Whereas when Nelson last played there, he obviously scored, didn't he, against QPR in the League Cup? So that wicked goal, as we all know. So yeah, but again, I just think Brown's one of them players as well to bring on as the super sub as well. I thought he'd done all right, to be fair to him, the other day when he come on. Held up the ball really well at one point. Got the free kick as well. So yeah, he's still doing well as well. Another option to bring on for sure. But I mean, I could see Moses on the left as well, like you said, Dad, because I've said it myself going into this game, and I know David said it in the comments. All I'm questioning is who's going to take set pieces, and Doughty's usually on the left. Moses is probably the second option. I would have said if Baptiste was definitely available, it would have been him because we've seen from open play that he can cross the ball in the Celta Vigo game, Burnley game, for example. But probably will be Moses, and that's, guys, I'll be honest, that's probably the only thing I'm looking forward to in this game. Seeing who's going to take him, it will be Moses most likely, but I'm just looking forward to see someone else taking him. And that's nothing against Doughty. Like I say, I just think we're so heavily reliant on him. It's frustrating because it's like, we say, Dad, and a lot of other Luton fans as well. He's got to go from each side to take a corner, and it's just like, come on now. Even free kicks on certain areas, like especially the ones where they're on the right side, you would like someone right footed to sort of swing them in, but it's just always doubting it. It's frustrating. So
Did you see Bree's goal for Southampton?
I didn't see it, but like I heard you tell me he scored the winner.
Yeah, it was a banging goal.
He scored some bangers. I mean, I ain't seen this goal, but like I say, I see the one against Cardiff in the League Cup in round before that. I think it was.
This is just as good as that.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'll have a look at it, to be fair. Because I wanted to see a lot of the highlights from the games yesterday in the League Cup. There was some bangers anyway, to be fair, in the League Cup. I don't know if anyone watched them, but Gakpo's goal, his first goal, the Arsenal youngster, I can never say his name, his goal against Preston was unbelievable. Some of the goals yesterday. Casemiro's goal as well. First goal, I think it was. Oh, mate, unbelievable. Oh, yeah, tell me about it, Hanno. David says, I completely agree. Strongest lineup with all the injuries. I'm not too sure what lineup he was on about, by the way. Let us know, David, my lineup or Dad's lineup. Obviously, either way, it don't matter. It's all about opinions, but be curious to see what you got to say there. But I'm not so curious, but I've got to know, Dad. Is your score prediction for tomorrow's game?
Well, I'm going to still try and keep the faith. And I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I swear I've said that for the last 3 games.
I think you actually have.
I can't. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and then I'm going to go for Morris to score.
Yeah. Is that coming from outside, or is that the TV?
It's just turned on.
Right.
I had the Xbox on, but that's turned off, and now the TV just come on.
All right. I was thinking, flipping hell, if they're talking outside, they're talking well loud. Fair enough. As for me, my score prediction, guys, I'm not confident. I can't really be confident. I'm confident that we'll score, because I can't remember the last time we didn't score at Kenilworth Road, even though they've been quite solid at the back in their last 6. I just worry about us conceding, especially in this makeshift defence. But again, we should be doing much better than we are, and we're not. So, we're that team at the moment that's known for kickstarting other teams' seasons as well. And I think we will do that for West Brom with their shaky, last 6 games in a lot of people's eyes. I don't think it's as bad as people make out because they're still 5th in the table. Great opportunity, to be level on points with some of the teams that are obviously higher as well if they win. And obviously the other teams don't quite win. So for me, I am going to say a 2-1 West Brom, unfortunately. I could see Madger scoring a goal for them. So, yeah, do get in your score predictions. I know a lot of people have, obviously, getting to them. Our goal scorers, Dad? Well, you're 1 goal scorer for us.
Morris, wasn't it?
Morris, I'm going to go Elijah again. But it's definitely one of the front 3. Or Brown, if he comes on. I can't really see anyone else scoring, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, there's that. David's gone same as me, 2-1 West Brom, Morris to score. There you go. So he's gone same score as me, Dad, but same scorer as you. Yeah. I'm going to be optimistic, 2-1 again, Elijah Moses. I think meant to put by that. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Yeah, it's one of them. It's one of them. If we do win, I can see it being like a 2-1. But I don't know. Me personally, I just ain't got the confidence at the moment. Like I say, I've got the confidence that we'll score. It's just keeping these teams out, to be honest. 3-1 West Brom. But if I can do a watch along 1-0 Luke, yeah, no, fair enough, mate. I'll be honest, guys. I don't really know what's happening regarding content tomorrow. Because David, I've just seen your message. Looks like you won't be going. So there won't be any fan cams, it depends how I feel regarding the watch along. To be honest, guys, because as you can probably tell, I don't sound the best, but I'll try and do a watch along. Even though I'm not expecting a lot from the game, I'm still out here supporting the boys and stuff. And yeah, that's that. And then obviously we'll do a hat show in a few days' time as well to obviously get into the game. Well, we'll probably just do it all in one, actually. What day do we play next week? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday, isn't it? Oh, no, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So we'll probably just do it all in one on Tuesday or probably Tuesday because it always comes out a day before, don't it? Regarding team news and stuff. So we'll do it then. But yeah, we will see regarding everything like that. But Dad, any final things you want to say regarding anything?
Nah, just see what happens. Well, hopefully we can put in a performance. I mean, last time we had, makeshift defence was against Watford, and we've done all right. It's going to be interesting anyway. I'm more looking forward to seeing who, like say, takes corners, free kicks. How we play without Doughty and things like that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure. It is. Oh, everything's falling. That's just not good, is it? Yeah, no, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to. If I'm going to be honest, who's taking the set pieces? Like I say, we expect it to be Moses, but it'd be good to see someone else taking them. To be honest, no, exactly. Both will definitely be at next game though. Yeah, exactly, guys. So that's a quick turnaround, isn't it? Against Cardiff. So yeah, and then if I'm better, I should be going. Oh god, I'm dreading it. Should be going Middlesbrough away. That's going to be fun, isn't it? I think that's like a 3:30 wake up for me. So that's going to be fun because it's a 12:30 kickoff, obviously. So yeah, the joys, but still support the boys no matter what. That's what we're here to do. But yeah, just not confident right now, to be honest. So yeah, that is that. So, but yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Again, apologies. I sound a bit ill and that. Obviously, I still trying to do content out here, recovering and stuff. And 8:30, me and Lewis will be doing the championship show to talk about all the games again. So obviously, do tune into that. I'm going to schedule it shortly after this stream. And yeah, smash a like on this stream if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel. Big up to everyone that has subscribed. A few new subscribers over the last couple of days as well. So big up to yourselves. Do check out everything over the last couple of days if you haven't already. The short I put out yesterday, the short I put out before of Mike saying we're in a relegation battle. Do check out the full video on that as well. I had to cut a little bit of it out. If you lot didn't notice, you probably should have noticed, but yeah, that was fun. And then obviously check out the vlog as well. To the Coventry game, I think it's one of the most viewed vlogs on the channel. Or it's definitely up there, top 3, I think now. So big up to everyone that viewed that, and check out my reaction to the Coventry game if you haven't already. And yeah, that's all the recent stuff. Like I say, I'll try and do a watch along tomorrow. Can't guarantee anything, but I'll let you not know on the community posts how I feel a couple of hours before the kickoff, which is at 8 o'clock. And then, from there on in, obviously, we'll do a hat show on Tuesday, like I say. And then championship show in a bit. And then, probably do another one of them in a few days as well. Potentially Monday. I think that'll work all right. But obviously, I'll discuss it with Lewis and everything and go from there. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials as well. Big up to everyone that's following on TikTok as well. A lot of new followers on there as well. So big up to yourselves for that. Excuse me, because the algorithm was messing up on there as well. I can't lie. The videos were glitching. So it's good to see that they're back up and running. And yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in and all of that. And yeah, until hopefully tomorrow for me and Tuesday for my third, we will see you lot in a bit. So take care and peace.
Peace.